Hey, this is Life with Shauna Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is called Crazy Roommate Had It Out For Me Part 2. Now, this is a reaction channel. I do all my commentary at the end of the video, and I also do a code word if you watch the whole video through. And you definitely do this code word in the comments that I know that you watched the whole video. Alright, and don't pass through the video just to get to the code, because you just never know when I'm going to give it. All right, let's watch the video.
Okay, part 2 of my crazy roommate who almost got me killed and tried to leave me homeless. We have receipts in this part. Okay, if you can't tell, I literally just woke up. I'm coming to y'all live with no eyebrows, no makeup, and a scratchy voice, but I have compiled a hard drive, a list of pictures, screenshots, text messages, receipts, and I'm ready to use them today, so let's get straight into it. Okay, I'm not recapping part 1. If you haven't watched part 1, it's going to be pinned on my page. Part 2 is going to consist of one topic that's going to have 3 subsections. What's the topic at hand today? The people that she was bringing into the home. Okay, subsection 1, clients. Now, we both did hair, as I stated in the last part. She did hair a lot more than I did. She had a larger clientele than I did, but her clientele was mainly men, okay? She had a lot of random men coming in and out of the house, okay, because she was doing their hair. Now, while I didn't see a problem with this at the time, I see a problem with it now, okay? But at the time, all I was asking of her was like, hey, if you're gonna have a client, I said I didn't specify gender, but obviously, you know, I'm more uncomfortable when it's a man. If you're gonna have a client, just let me know in advance so that I can act accordingly for my comfortability level, okay? Now, 2 little caveats of this subsection that I want to add. The first weird thing that she did pertaining to her hair client business deal is that she moved in first. She moved in before I did. And there was a little sectional and a coffee table in our living room that came with the apartment, right? And she took that sectional and moved it into her room. Now, while I didn't have a problem with this, I will say at the time, I think I only had 2 or 3 friends, and every time they would come over, they would just be in my room. But is that not weird? Literally, who raised you? Because that's our couch. Why would you take it and move it in your room without asking me? And the reason that she did this was so that she could have more room to do hair in the living room, right? I want to read off a text message from the day before I moved in. I texted her. I said, hey girl, I'm moving in tomorrow morning at 9. I'm going to be stopping by Walmart before, so let me know if you need anything. Pretty standard text, thoughtful, you know, whatever. And this is what she answers with. She says, some things that are nice for our place. Kitchen towel, sponge, dishes, mop, broom, dustpan, cleaning supplies, dishwashing detergent. I'm really waiting for you to come so we can set up the hair area. I think we should take the couch out and decorate the living room. So she was telling me all this, but when I got there, the couch was already in her room. So basically what this turned into, she was really good in the beginning at telling me when she had clients, but then she stopped keeping up with it. So I'd walk out of my room and there'd be a random man in my living room, which is that's not a great feeling to have as a young girl or just a woman in general. So yeah, that was the first issue that I had with her that started building animosity, honestly. And I will say, I did mention it to her multiple times, hey, tell me when you're gonna have a client over. She just stopped doing it. Okay, the second section is boys. Now, this is separate from the male clients that she had. She also had a plethora of personal men that she was bringing through the house. Now, I have these listed in order from best to worst, or not best to worst, but the ones that I had the least problems with to the ones that I had the most problems with. And boys is in the second place, okay? The problem that I had with the men that she was bringing through the house for whatever personal reasons is that they would be hotboxing their room 24/7. And again, sometimes she would have these men in her room, right? Whatever, you know, you're an adult, you do you. But she would also have these men in the living room. It was always men. And it would be Sometimes it would be just be one, but sometimes it would be multiple men, like 3 or 4 at a time. And they would be on the couch in the living room, just smoking. And I'd be trapped in my room for literally hours because I did not want to come out to 4 random men hotboxing my living room. So I would just like literally be in my room starving. If I needed something, I could not come out. Yeah, and she like didn't care. And what she would do when her guests would come over is that she would pull the couch out of her room. Um, and I think I did end up like saying something about this because, but like, why would I have to? Like, you're literally crazy. Cause so she would bring the couch out of her room when the guests would like her guests would come over and then put it back in her room whenever, you know, they had left. And so that was something that also really bothered me. But the amount of men that were in my house. Okay, this was my freaking house. Thank you. I paid the bills. I paid the rent. She did too. But it's just like the amount of men that were in the house was like just an ungodly frequency. It was just so uncomfortable. And I would tell her about it and she just did not care. Okay, the next section that I'm going to talk about, which is the most important of this topic, is going to be her friend who was a chef. Now, I want y'all to stay with me because this is actually going to lead into our first like real fight that I have text messages of and screenshots of. So just stay with me. Okay, so about a couple months into living in this apartment, she started bringing this girl over. Thank God it was a girl, at least, who was a chef. And they would spend hours, 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 like literally like 5 to 6 hours in the kitchen, in my kitchen. I'm going to keep on saying mine, okay? Because I don't care. Y'all will realize why. In my kitchen, cooking and blasting music, okay? I'm talking from sun up, like literally 9 a.m., okay? 9 a.m. She would come over. They would put music onto the TV, and the wall that the TV was on the other side was my room, right? Of course. And they would cook for literally hours. Now, there's a couple problems with this, right? Now, the main problem with this is that we paid utility, right? Gas isn't free, electricity isn't free. We pay for it. So there's someone who does not pay rent, okay, who's coming in and hiking up the gas bill. And I'm talking, so what these girls were doing, they were making plates for people on campus, and they basically had like two, what do you call them? Two like little cooler bins, like huge cooler bins of plates that they were making. So this was a small apartment kitchen that they were like cranking like probably 70 to 100 plates out of this small little kitchen. I want y'all to guess how much our gas bill was, okay? Now, obviously, our utility was not that much because it was student housing, right? And we were students and we're like broke or whatever. So like obviously they're gonna understand that. But I would say within like before this girl started coming, our utility was literally only like $35 to $50 max. This girl doubled it. I'm talking, we were looking at 102. It started in like the 80s, and then we started going up to literally like 102, 104, like, which that's not crazy, but it's a crazy jump from 30, okay? And here's my problem, like, if it was her doing this, that would still be an issue, right? But your friend who does not pay rent, who doesn't pay utility, is running a business out of my kitchen, off of my money, the money that I pay. I'm paying for her to run this business and I don't even freaking know her. What the frick? So this is what's going to lead into our first real like tiff, our real like first real headbutting, because she has the audacity to text me a screenshot of our utility bill and say, I guess we have to do better at conserving energy. We. Really? Okay. So that was really strike one, but that's not what sent me over the edge, babe. November 3rd, 2023, I wake up. I go out of my room, and right outside my door, at the bed of my feet, this is what I see.
All you had to do in that situation was talk to her about it. You sit down and talk to her about it. And if it comes down to it, then you involve your parents. But for you to take it on by yourself, and she already knows that you make enough money that you don't even have to, your parents basically pay for your apartment, and you go to school, so she only thinks you got money, so she's trying to get you out the apartment. So what she does is she has all these guys in there, and she don't care, and she being mad selfish. She don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like, you doing the bare minimum, but for her to sit there and like literally take out chicken from your freezer and put it at the foot of your. Now imagine if you stepped in that when you got out. That's craziness. Now, code word is confidence. Code word is confidence. Make sure that you comment below confidence.